He crawled into the closet when burglars broke into his house. But his dog did something completely unexpected. People love dogs for a number of reasons. They're cute and funny. But most of all, people love them for their unconditional and unwavering devotion. Yes, canine loyalty is a big part of why dogs are man's best friend. Nowhere is that loyalty more clearly seen when a dog's family is in danger. When a teenager found himself in a life-threatening situation, his dog would have the opportunity to once again prove his devotion and loyalty to him. On a Wednesday afternoon in Des Moines, Iowa, a boy was hanging out with the best friend he could ask for. He was home alone with his 2.5-year-old German Shepherd named Rex. Javier was resting in his room when he suddenly heard a thump from downstairs. Within seconds, he also heard glass breaking. That sound caught his attention, but soon his confusion turned to fear when he heard the voices of two men. In an instant, it was clear that someone had broken into his house. Javier was understandably frightened. He grabbed his phone and tried to move with his dog as fast as he could, and they quietly made their way into a closet. There, he dialed 911 and hoped they could stay hidden and safe until help arrived. But what Javier didn't know was that help was already there. His dog. Yes, Rex's instinct to protect his home and his friend made him get out of there and head downstairs, said the young man's aunt named Susie. Rex then came down the stairs ready for action and barked loudly. Perhaps the two burglars wanted to run when they heard Rex coming, or maybe they thought they could deal with him. Either way, there was no way they could outrun the speedy animal. From inside the closet, Javier could hear what was going on as he stayed on the line with 911. I heard a lot of barking and fighting, Javier said, and then he heard one of the men yelling, "The dog! The dog bit me! Get the dog!" However, despite his nobility and bravery, Rex was outmatched by the two men. Yes, despite his best efforts to chase the burglars out of his home, Rex was brutally beaten and injured and began to cry out in pain. However, Rex returned upstairs all beaten and bloodied to check if his owner was still hiding in the closet. Meanwhile, Javier was still on the phone with 911, who had told him that the police were about to arrive. On the other hand, the two burglars were still rummaging through the house in search of valuables. When they finished with the ground floor, they went up to the upper floor where the boy was. It was clear that when the two men went upstairs, they would get closer to Javier. That meant only one thing to Rex. It was time to keep fighting and not give up. Unfortunately for him, the robbers were more prepared this time. Soon, the robbers entered the bedroom, so Rex came out with what little strength he had left and lunged at them. However, this time, one of the robbers pulled out a gun. From inside the closet, Javier could hear Rex's barking until several shots rang out. The barking quickly turned from a scream of pain to a piercing silence. As much as the boy wanted to get out to help his dog, he knew it would only complicate things further. Likewise, Javier thought he had little time left before the men would find him inside the closet, and it was clear at that moment they would point the gun at him. Just when he thought his time was up, Javier heard the sound of sirens in the distance. The robbers must have heard it too, as he could hear their hurried footsteps coming down the stairs. Immediately, the door of the house was heard closing. They were gone. Still fearing for his life, Javier did not dare open the closet door. There was a great silence, and Javier feared the worst for Rex. "I thought he was dead," he said. "I broke down crying and waited until the police finally arrived." Officers searched the property, but no sign of the intruders was found. They eventually found Javier alive and unharmed. But perhaps most surprising of all, they found that Rex was still with vital signs. He had been shot 4 times, once in his neck and the rest in his hind legs. The neck wound was obviously the most life-threatening and required immediate attention if the brave dog's life was to be saved. Rex was taken to a veterinary intensive care unit. There, veterinary surgeons were able to stabilize his condition and treat his injuries. Doctors put him on pain medication, antibiotics, and began monitoring his vital signs 24 hours a day. Javier and his family were most grateful for Rex's heroism. "My nephew was protected by his forever friend for as long as he could resist," said Susie. "I think if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be here today," Javier said in full appreciation of what Rex had done for him. Unfortunately, Rex's medical care did not come cheap. The total cost of veterinary treatment eventually rose over $10,000. To pay for his treatment, Susie, Javier's aunt, started a GoFundMe campaign on behalf of her family, telling the heartbreaking story of the attack. She asked people to donate what they could to help cover the costs, and the campaign quickly went viral. The support Rex received was unimaginable. In a very short time, they had raised over $60,000, far more than what was being asked to cover medical costs. "We are truly amazed at the kindness of people," Susie wrote on GoFundMe. With the help of generous donors and the love of his family, Rex would soon begin to make a full recovery. A statement from the Mercado family read, "We have surpassed the goal and just wanted to assure you that all the money will continue to go towards Rex's medical expenses and his recovery. Whatever is left will be donated to institutions and organizations whose mission is to protect all pets in need." What a wonderful companion Rex is, and how lucky the Mercado family is to have him. If you have been touched by Rex's bravery, please feel free to share it with your loved ones. Help us to get him the recognition he deserves to let everyone know that Rex was a great hero. Undoubtedly, once again, it is confirmed that these four-legged creatures would be able to do things that humans would rarely do. Defend their loved one until the last effort. I hope this video has helped you. If so, don't hesitate to give us a thumbs up and comment. I am Gustavo Valles. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.